Umbridge. Dolores Umbridge is the kind of woman who makes even a basilisk flinch. I mean, she's a total girl boss, but like the evilest kind you can imagine. She first shows up in Order of the Phoenix, sent by the Ministry of Magic to spy on Dumbledore and control Hogwarts. On the outside, she's all frilly pink cardigans, endless kitten plates, and sugar-sweet smiles. But underneath, pure authoritarian nightmare fuel. Umbridge's rise to power is relentless. She lands the Defense Against the Dark Arts job but refuses to teach anything actually useful. Instead, she doles out rules and theoretical nonsense while students get zero preparation for Voldemort. Naturally, this sparks Harry and the gang to form Dumbledore's army just to learn something real. And her punishments? Legendary. She forces Harry to write lines with a cursed quill that carves "I must not tell lies" straight into his hand. No mercy, no band-aid, just literal scar tissue. That's girl boss energy, but twisted. Her control freakery doesn't stop in class. The Ministry names her High Inquisitor, giving her free reign to evaluate, harass, or fire anyone she dislikes. She sacks Trelawney, tries to fire Hagrid, bans student groups, and even forms the Inquisitorial Squad, a Slytherin-only snitch patrol led by Draco Malfoy. She bans magazines, controls communication, and even tries to manipulate her way into getting Harry expelled. Basically, Hogwarts' worst hall monitor, but multiplied by 1,000 with pink frills. Her arrogance eventually backfires when she underestimates centaurs. After chasing Harry and Hermione into the Forbidden Forest, she insults a herd of centaurs and nearly gets killed before Dumbledore shows up. She survives, pink cardigan intact, but for the first time, you can see even Umbridge can get rattled. After Hogwarts, her evil just escalates. She leads the Muggle-born Registration Commission, sending innocent witches and wizards to Azkaban with Dementors as if she's running the darkest HR department ever. Eventually, she gets her comeuppance, landing in Azkaban for life after Voldemort's fall. Umbridge is a nightmare in pink, ruthless, power-hungry, and terrifyingly bureaucratic. She's a girl boss in every sense, but a terrifying, genocidal one that makes you grateful Hogwarts didn't have a principle of fun. Hermione Granger. I know you might be surprised to see Hermione here, but it is what it is. I love Hermione myself, but the fact that I've seen so much hate about her online is why I'm including her in this list. Hermione Granger is the ultimate girl boss of Hogwarts, whether you like it or not. She's insanely smart, knows almost every spell in the book, and constantly saves her friends from disasters they got themselves into. From brewing Polyjuice Potion in the bathroom to outsmarting trolls, Hermione proves she can handle things no one else can, and she does it all while still getting top grades. She's basically the Hermione version of a walking, talking cheat code. But here's why a lot of fans can't stand her. She never shuts up in class, answers questions before being called on, waves her hand like she's casting a spell to dominate the teacher's attention, and gets visibly annoyed when someone else tries to speak. She tells on her friends, judges their mistakes, and sometimes seems completely oblivious to anything except her own agenda. Her overprotectiveness for her own rules and ideas can make her feel bossy instead of helpful. Even her pet cat, Crookshanks, gets in trouble while she prioritizes her own moral crusades over anyone else's feelings. Listening to her in the Jim Dale audiobooks makes it worse for some fans. The way her voice is portrayed during dramatic or overeager moments, like the reveal about Professor Lupin in Prisoner of Azkaban, can be grating enough that people skip ahead. She's clearly a brilliant, capable, and fearless girl boss, but she's also the kind of overachieving know-it-all that makes you want to roll your eyes every time she opens her mouth. Fleur Delacour. Fleur Delacour might make you roll your eyes at first, but hear me out. She's a total girl boss. I know. A lot of fans hated her, and a lot of that comes from how the movies portrayed her. On screen, she comes off as super snobby and one-dimensional, which amplified the arrogant French beauty stereotype and made people dislike her way more than they probably should have. In the books, she's still dramatic, sure, but she's brave, loyal, and actually earns her reputation through her actions, not just her looks. Early on, Fleur's confidence reads as arrogance. She sizes people up, Ron Weasley gets called a sea slug, and complains about Hogwarts food being too heavy for her delicate French stomach. She's blunt, unapologetic, and has zero filter, which makes her insults sting, but that's part of her charm. She even critiques Christmas decorations and Mrs. Weasley's home like she's judging a royal banquet. Then there's the Vila factor. Being a quarter Vila, Fleur literally makes men weak in the knees just by existing, Bill Weasley included. But don't let the glamour fool you. She's a capable witch. Skilled in dueling, nonverbal magic, charms, and even household spells, she survives the Triwizard Tournament's deadly tasks and later fights bravely in the Battle of Hogwarts. She's not just a pretty face in a silk dress, she's a warrior who knows her stuff. Underneath all the flair, Fleur's loyalty and bravery shine. She risks her life to save her sister in the lake, cares for Bill after the Astronomy Tower battle, and even opens her home to Harry and friends, showing she's thoughtful and grounded when it counts. Over time, she earns Molly and Ginny Weasley's approval, proving that Fleur's heart is as strong as her style. So yeah, Fleur is the kind of girl boss who's part glamour, part Vela magic, all confidence. And honestly, if the movies had shown her bookside personality instead of just the snobby bits, she'd probably have way fewer haters. She's a storm in a silk dress who could make Ron faint with a single glare, and deserve every bit of it. Lavender Brown. I know some of you might roll your eyes at Lavender Brown, but hear me out. She's chaotic, dramatic, and a total Gryffindor heart on overdrive. I love her myself, but let's be real, a lot of fans online absolutely despise her, and that mostly comes from how she's portrayed in the books and the movies. Lavender is bubbly, dramatic, and slightly chaotic. She grabs attention the second she steps into Hogwarts, not just for her charm, but for the way she squeals, giggles, and overreacts to everything. She's besties with Parvati Patil, but compared to Hermione's no-nonsense, brain-first approach, Lavender's emotional roller coaster vibes make her seem extra. Her biggest offense to fans? Ron Weasley. Lavender dotes on him hardcore, calling him one-one, smothering him with attention, and making everyone else feel like she's on a different emotional wavelength. Some see her as clingy or shallow, a typical love-struck teenager, and she naturally gets compared to Hermione, who is far more grounded and capable. That rivalry fuels a lot of the hate. Even though Lavender isn't evil, she's just intense. But let's give her some credit. Lavender's loyalty and bravery are real. She joins Dumbledore's army, stands her ground in care of magical creatures, and fights Death Eaters in the Battle of Hogwarts. She's passionate about divination, fully committing to Trelawney's tea leaves and prophecies like their life or death. And while her crush on Ron might overshadow some fans' perception, it's also part of her authenticity. She wears her heart on her sleeve, for better or worse. Tragically, Lavender dies in the Battle of Hogwarts at the hands of Fenrir Greyback, but not before showing she could be fearless and emotional all at once. Lavender Brown, part hopeless romantic, part divination fanatic, all Gryffindor heart, and maybe hated a little too much online just for being unapologetically herself. Molly Weasley. Molly Weasley is the ultimate girl boss fans love to roll their eyes at. She's warm, nurturing, and fiercely protective, the mother figure Harry never had. She makes everyone feel at home, offers advice, comfort, and meals that are basically magic themselves. Her devotion to her family extends to friends she treats like family, making her the emblem of loyalty and care. But Molly can also be overbearing. Her maternal instincts often tip into full-on micromanagement. Fred and George learned the hard way that love came with terrifying authority. Howlers, public humiliation, and endless chores were part of the package. Even Percy wasn't immune. Molly's disappointment could sting, proving her protective streak could be rigid and unforgiving. Fans adored her warmth, but groaned every time her mother bear energy turned suffocating. Her bossiness extended beyond her kids. She initially doubted Fleur Delacour's suitability for Bill until Fleur proved herself through courage and loyalty. Molly's judgment could be sharp, and she wasn't shy about dishing advice or criticism on everything from weddings to magical etiquette. Yet underneath all the fussing was genuine love. And let's not forget her skills. During the Battle of Hogwarts, she faced Bellatrix Lestrange head-on, delivering one of the series' most iconic curses to protect Ginny. She could apparate, cast non-verbal spells, brew potions, summon objects, and throw down dark magic when needed. She's fierce, unstoppable, and yes, overbearing, but the kind of girl boss who would duel the deadliest witches and still make the best chicken pie in the wizarding world. Romilda Vane. Romilda Vane is Gryffindor's bold, unapologetically confident girl boss, someone fans love to roll their eyes at. From the moment she arrived at Hogwarts, she owned every room with her long, curly black hair, dark eyes, and an attitude that screamed, "I know I'm fabulous." Her obsession with Harry Potter during his 4th year cemented her reputation. While most students admired him from afar, Romilda went full throttle, scheming to give Harry a love potion for a date to Slughorn's Christmas party. When Harry didn't comply, she doubled down, accidentally making Ron fall obsessively in love with her instead. Shameless audacity like that makes fans cringe, laugh, and secretly admire her boldness. Romilda wasn't just manipulative, she had guts. As a member of Dumbledore's army, she resisted Death Eater-controlled Hogwarts during the 5th and 7th years. In the Battle of Hogwarts, she fought bravely alongside her peers, proving that beneath the drama and obsession was a capable, courageous young witch. Her domineering streak and obsession with status remained, though. She thrived in her clique, judged others, and tried to assert leadership, but also knew when to back off once Harry started dating Ginny. That mix of audacious confidence and surprising pragmatism makes her a divisive girl boss, bold, ambitious, a little obnoxious, but brave enough to survive a war. Romilda Vane, audacious, flashy, and unapologetically ambitious, sometimes annoying, always bold, and undeniably a girl boss. Cho Chang. Cho Chang is the quintessential Ravenclaw girl boss, intelligent, popular, and emotionally complex, though fans had mixed feelings about her. From the moment she stepped into Hogwarts, Cho turned heads. Brilliant, athletic, and strikingly pretty, with long dark hair, a freckled nose, and the kind of presence that made people notice her. As Ravenclaw's seeker, she excelled under pressure, proving she wasn't just another pretty face in the crowd. Her romantic life put her in the spotlight. She dated Cedric Diggory during the Triwizard Tournament, and his tragic death left her grief-stricken, a vulnerability that shaped her later years. Fans often criticized her for being too emotional or jealous, especially during her brief, turbulent relationship with Harry Potter. Her raw feelings clashed with his inexperience, making her come off as confusing or frustrating at times. Yet Cho's loyalty, bravery, and intelligence never wavered. She joined Dumbledore's army, mastering defensive magic and even a corporeal Patronus in the shape of a swan, a testament to her skill under pressure. She defended her friend Marietta Edgecombe, showing empathy even when others judged harshly. Cho proved that her loyalty often outweighed her judgment, a mark of someone who cares deeply. In the Battle of Hogwarts, Cho fought alongside her classmates, showing courage that went beyond romantic drama. Later, she married a Muggle, emphasizing her independence and commitment to personal choice over societal expectation. Cho Chang is a girl boss fans admired but often misunderstood. Brilliant, loyal, brave, and deeply human. She's imperfect, emotional, and divisive. But that's what makes her real. A girl boss who commands attention without demanding it. Bellatrix Lestrange. Bellatrix Lestrange was the ultimate Hogwarts girl boss, but like the kind you'd run from screaming. She was fiercely loyal to Voldemort, ambitious, and terrifyingly competent. She didn't just follow orders, she owned the dark arts, learning directly from the Dark Lord himself while everyone else was still figuring out how to cast a simple spell. She basically ran a mini Death Eater boot camp, training Draco Malfoy in occlumency and unforgivable curses, and doing it with a grin that screamed, "I'm 10 steps ahead of you." Even after 14 years in Azkaban, she didn't break. She schemed, survived, and came back stronger, which is legitimately impressive, if you ignore the whole torturing people into insanity thing. Fans hated her because she was unapologetically, gloriously cruel. She tortured Hermione and Neville, killed her own cousin, Sirius Black, and murdered Nymphadora Tonks. She treated everyone else like garbage while elevating herself above every witch and wizard in the room. Bellatrix laughed at suffering, gloated over misfortune, and had zero chill. Even Voldemort occasionally had to reel her in. She wasn't hated for being weak or boring. She was hated because she was insane, obsessive, and had the audacity to actually succeed at everything she tried, in the darkest, most terrifying way possible. She was arrogant to the extreme too. Underestimating Molly Weasley was her big mistake, and fans loved that moment because it showed even the deadliest girl boss has a blind spot. Yet even in death, Bellatrix left a mark as one of the most notorious witches in wizarding history. She was powerful, ruthless, and completely unhinged. A pure-blood girl boss who made sure everyone knew exactly who was in charge and why opposing her was basically signing a death sentence. Bellatrix Lestrange, chaotic, terrifying, and the kind of boss you never forget. Rita Skeeter. Rita Skeeter is the kind of journalist that makes every Hogwarts student roll their eyes so hard they practically see their brain. Born in 1951, she specialized in writing gossip-filled, sensationalist stories for the Daily Prophet and a few tell-all biographies. Truth? Who needs it? Rita's work was all about drama, exaggeration, and selling papers. Albus Dumbledore once called her writing enchantingly nasty, basically the politest way to say she's a walking chaos generator. She had a secret weapon, an unregistered animagus form as a beetle. This little shape-shifting trick let her spy on anyone she wanted without being seen. Students in corridors, private conversations, Hogwarts secrets, you name it. Her beetle form wasn't just convenient, it was a literal symbol of how irritating, invasive, and shameless she was. Rita thrived on scandal. Her biographies of famous wizards, Dippet, Dumbledore, Harry Potter, were more fiction than fact. She could take a stuttered from Harry and spin it into a tearful, heart-wrenching, lovesick sob story while painting Hermione as the know-it-all villain. When Hermione finally caught her sneaking around as a beetle and threatened to report her animagus violation, Rita was grounded for a year. But did she learn her lesson? Of course not. The moment she was free, she went right back to chaos, quill in hand, hungry for headlines. Her reporting flair was unmatched. Hagrid's half-giant status, public scandal, Hogwarts secrets, front-page fodder. She even used Veritaserum on Bathilda Bagshot to dig up dirt on Dumbledore. Her articles were clever, fast, and unapologetically vicious. She didn't just want attention, she thrived on making people squirm. And yes, she once turned the Triwizard Tournament into a melodramatic tale where Harry was simultaneously sobbing, swooning, and secretly romantic. Rita's style matched her personality perfectly. Bright blonde curls, crimson claw-like nails, acid green quick quotes quill always in hand. She looked like someone you'd cross the street to avoid. Her presence screamed, "Look at me!" just like her writing screamed, "Read me, panic about me, and tell everyone else." Rita Skeeter, chaotic, shameless, brilliant at drama, and the queen of making Hogwarts shake their heads, often in frustration, sometimes in awe, and occasionally both at the same time. From Hermione's overachieving brilliance to Umbridge's nightmare in pink, Hogwarts is full of girl bosses who command attention, whether you love them or love to hate them. Each one proves that being bold, smart, or unapologetically ambitious comes with its fans and its critics.